Kingdom Outkast podcast is a platform for us to simply express our thoughts, opinions, and experiences concerning our faith and events around the world. We're here for your entertainment, encouragement, and edification of the body. We're humans like yourself and are not the final authority of views expressed. Only the Most High Yah is. Feel free to agree, disagree, edify, question, and comment however you're led to in the comments. We are many members of one body under Messiah and look forward to communing as a family with mutual respect. Shalom and enjoy the pod. Kingdom Outkast.
City in the morning.
Yeah, like posting a city photo in the morning. Like,
oh, yeah.
I'm on top of a building somewhere. I'm in the clouds. The beaches is on the floor like ants. Yeah. It's so.
I do love those. or the good old brunch shot or the food plate shot.
No, for real though. Like,
it's always
why? No, seriously, no. Look, like, think about this. You live in Atlanta. You live in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What is so fancy about you live in Georgia? You don't live in a city. You don't live in a city building. What's cool about posting a photo from the city at a high-rise building in the morning?
And
when we know you don't live there,
the view,
and making it known that you're in Atlanta.
Yeah,
see, that doesn't make sense.
Like what? You got flued out to the city?
Right.
You got
right.
Why you gotta be all that?
You got flued out to the city. All you letting us know is that
I'm gonna keep this as a clip and play it and say this is the real Brandon, how he thinks of women, and this is how he actually talks when we're not on camera.
No, I just don't get it as a flex. I don't know. I wouldn't get it as that's not like.
Are you telling?
If you know that, if you already live in the city, why are you posting your city? You know? All right, guys, let's get it popping.
All right,
please.
Yeah.
We actually already started the episode. No, I'm joking. We'll cut.
It would be a better way to start sometimes, just already in the combo. Just starting at such a hard start is like so definitive. But let's go.
All right, cool. We've started today. We started.
Yeah.
We started. But how
Welcome
are y'all doing
to
today?
Kingdom Outkast.
We start.
We can at least say the episode.
No, Pete. This is great.
This is great.
We literally go into it conversing, pushing up,
Yeah.
and then the pod starts. We're like, okay, cool, you guys.
Yeah.
And then we go into precept.
I like
All
that.
right.
I like
New
that.
format.
I like that. All right, cool.
All right.
So how's y'all's week been?
Wait, no, we still
The
have
weekend?
to say the episode number.
No, we don't. No.
This is
We're
episode
bound.
30.
No, not yet. Not at the beginning of the episode.
No, we gotta wait till after we talked about our week and stuff. You know, then we'll be like, all right, now we're gonna get into our precept. You know.
Okay, well, I'll go first. My week has been very refreshing. I've shared with you guys I've been fasting. And
Let me ask you something first of all.
Okay.
Do you talk to us like this?
Yes, I do.
Do you talk to us
with knee?
your hand?
So now we're okay. So
we're
now
getting
everyone
the nitty-gritty on the
This is the conversation.
Oh, we're This is gonna be a great episode.
My week has been blessed, and therefore I'm not letting anybody get on my nerves today.
Woman versus nerves.
Because
woman losing to nerves.
I have won the war.
So how's your week been? You said refreshing?
Yes.
You're fasting?
Yes, I have. I've been spending time writing, praying daily. We had our women's call Friday night, which was a great, kind of like great going into to Shabbat and like ending the week off. Yeah, I've been feeling really good. I went to a minorities in sports event this week with it's a group.
Minorities in sports?
Yeah, minorities working in sports.
Oh, I was going to say, it just sounded stereotypical for a moment. Minorities in sports.
Minorities working in sports. It's like...
They had a massive conference like a couple weeks ago. My boy went to it. He's in sports, yeah.
Yeah. It was a great event. They had like sponsorships and open bar, food.
So is it like black and Latino people in sports?
Yes, that's what mostly I see. But I mean, women can consider themselves minorities too, as well, because just it's a male-dominated industry. But I mean, I saw like a few. There was definitely people of color, mostly black, but there was Hispanics and everything else too. And I ran into one of the athletes from former athlete that was training at a facility I interned with in college, and I was so excited to see him, like post athletic life, like dressed up in his nice colored shirt, helping register people. I was it's like, look at you, like you've grown up. What's new? What are you doing with your life these days?
Mm-hmm.
And it reminded me of the whole reason why I ever wanted to work in sports, because I really I feel that Black men should understand that they have lots of options in this world, and everything is not about athletics and rap music and pop culture and the things that we're like raised on. So when I see guys make that transition into the business world, I'm very proud of them.
There's a lot more functions that
making
we serve.
mature money.
Yeah, that mature money, the less stressful money,
right.
on your body and on your mind.
He studied finance. I studied finance.
Is sports really less stress on your mind than working in business corporate world? Really? The corporate world stresses me out.
I was thinking about, when I said mine, I was thinking like going the rapper or the drug dealer route and like having to deal with like law enforcement type stuff. But I was saying body for sports.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I mean, I think it's easy going making money just to play a game for all your life. I mean, it is a lot on your body, but
yeah, it's a lot of body.
I don't know. I guess my view is like, why does it have to be looked at as like we have to be proud of? I mean, granted, we are more capable than our physical bodies.
Yeah.
I just never had the mindset to look down on somebody because they make their money from sports.
Right.
Like it's an immature job. It's a not adult job. Right. You're not contributing to the society in any type of way, type of job. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't look at, to me, it's not something, I'm proud that you're making money.
It's just entertainment. It's another form of entertainment.
It is. But I'm saying, I've just never looked at, I guess, making money like that. I'm proud that you're making money other way than sports. Right, you know what I'm saying? Like how we do, like with black people. Black people is like, stereotypical for us to play sports and make. Yeah. I just don't look at it any type of no way. Like whether you're making money playing sports, whether you're making money doing something else. Granted, depending on where the world is, right? What's needed and not, like that is dependent. But generally speaking, I don't know.
Yeah. Especially if that's part of your gift, you know what I mean? Like if you're just gifted to be really athletic and that's just how you discover how to make money and provide for your family, like I think that makes sense. But I don't think it makes sense to like look down on people and how they utilize their gifts to make money. Yeah. As long as it's lawfully made and everything like that, like, and it's within the confines of seeking to produce a little bit of a benefit for society in some way, shape, or form. I mean, it could be debatable with like entertainment and things like that, like how much society needs that. But like, if you're out here, doing plumbing, electricity, like, or being a personal trainer, or like, being a loan advisor and working at a bank, or something that's actually productive for society, a doctor, a lawyer, those are extremely beneficial ways to make money. So.
Yeah. I guess I just don't look at it any type of way as somebody who makes money through sports or entertainment. Yeah. Because you still need entertainment, stress relievers, things that make other people forget about their work in society. That's true. So again, like the fact that you was like, I'm proud. Like I don't know. I guess for me, it always feels weird.
Well, the reason I'm saying I'm proud is because a lot of them fall into the depressive like realization that they're not going to be able to make the money that they were hoping by playing football, and now they have to think about their whole life. Like if you spend your whole life really believing and coming so close like to making that a reality for yourself and being able to like change the trajectory of your future doing that, and it doesn't happen, so many guys go into a depressive state they find it difficult to come out of, and then or they just end up doing the only other thing they really know about, which is like break the law.
Yeah, well, they never have like a plan B or anything else, and people are like, "Oh, you shouldn't have a plan B." Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Nah, bro, be multifaceted.
Yeah, multifaceted for sure. Is that all?
Yeah.
All right. My week was pretty solid. I've been getting back into the gym. Thank the Lord. I felt like when I weighed myself on the scale when I first got to the gym, 190. I was like, this is not a good weight for me. So. Over this week, I got down to 188, 185. And I'm like, okay, I feel a lot better at this weight. But I finally got back into the gym. I took and the end of May, I was taking off. It's just, I need to get back. When I stay in the gym, that's usually when I have my best overall days, like productive, not with just
mentally.
Mentally, physically, spiritually, everything works out when I'm more active. So We didn't run this week, unfortunately. Someone's hair is done.
I know.
But I could still get out there. Because I know I got, like...
You don't like to run without me?
Huh?
You don't like to run without me?
No, it's not that. I'll run without you, but it's just been hot. So, it's like... And I haven't when I wake up early, it's only to go to the gym. I'm not running in the heat.
Woman versus sun versus humidity.
It sounds like Elijah just doesn't feel the same running without me.
No.
He just can't find the motivation to get out the bed at 6:30 in the morning to run.
Woman spin story.
without woman's watchful eye.
Yeah. But yeah, that's getting back physically is good, and that's what I've been on this week. And then, I've been reading The Way of the Essenes, so that's just something I've been enjoying reading as I'm like getting ready for bed. And I'm realizing that I had to turn my phone off at like all digital devices are off at 10. Honestly, 9. Like no more screens, just living.
Right.
No screen in front of me, just let it charge. So that, and what else? In the job market, which is rough, but it's what has to happen because I can't be working Shabbats anymore. Just can't be working that day. It's hurting me. It's hurting my soul.
And we
really
need you at PCC.
Yeah, and that like just
just
in general.
We had a meeting for PCC yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're moving to a new location.
Yeah, what it's going to take to move to the new location. There's a number of responsibilities that Elijah has, and a few responsibilities of my own. And I think that he.
Oh, I thought you didn't
needs to make himself available, huh?
I thought you didn't choose a church.
Well,
Why do you have responsibilities?
Now I'm starting to get settled down after 2 long years of dating PCC. I think I'm ready to commit.
Bro, them people hear that episode, they're gonna be like, really? You been here, you don't claim us?
It's not that I don't. It's not that. I've said I have church commitment issues. I feel like the church is the people, not the place. So therefore, I just put myself in the space of other believers and those who fellowship, which includes Boom. And PCC.
This is the
and Refuge.
This is the dude that leaves you on for like 2 years, never to give you a ring.
But
that's what that is.
You see where my commitment is now.
Yeah, I'm proud of you for it.
I got you.
Right.
I got you.
And
but
so
I've been realizing my commitment too. It's like.
And you've been so committed. While on Wednesday nights you're there every single week. So now that it's going to be on the Shabbat.
Yeah, it's all the more reason. And honestly, if my current employer doesn't like it, like I'm gonna be praying and fasting over the next the rest of the month because service doesn't start until the end of the month on Saturdays. But yeah, it's been wearing on my soul pretty heavily. But I'm trusting in the Most High to make a way for me because I know that. He wants me to at least be serving his kingdom.
For sure.
And having Shabbat, because that's
for sure.
It's a day of rest.
For sure.
Mean, Sundays really doesn't hit the same.
For sure.
Because it's one day from Monday.
For sure.
Yeah, bro.
Nah, I hear that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, cool, man. I mean, my week was pretty good too. Interesting. It was a lot of Latinos this week, a lot of Mexican family.
Mm-hmm. Mexicans or Hispanics? There's a difference between Hispanic and Latino. I'm putting you on.
All right, educate me.
Well, Latinos are from Latin America, which is like South America, all those countries, Spanish-speaking countries in this, like the Americans, and Hispanics are from other. So Mexicans are considered Hispanic.
Spanish-speaking people. I was around a lot of Spanish-speaking people. These folk is the same people. But I get it. I appreciate it.
They consider themselves the same.
I get it. But y'all the same, bro. Stop getting hung up on labels.
Yeah.
The
social cast.
Differences, but the same. But no, I was around a lot of Mexican family today. This week. I met this dude. One of my neighbors was having, events at the house that I was a part of. And I met this one Puerto Rican dude with a Dominican shirt who was like, yeah, you 12 tribes?
Yeah.
I was like, how you know? He was like, the earring, man.
The earring, yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm Ephraim. I'm like, oh, Masher, man, what's up,
Yeah.
fam?
Yeah.
Bam. And then we both tag team, like, my neighbor, like, to bring her out of, like, a drunken drug, like, state of just partying.
Oh.
And
Wait,
throwing...
pause.
And waking her up.
You can't
You woke her up.
say we tag teamed my neighbor coming out of a drunken. Like, what do you mean?
Yo, okay, wait a minute. No, wait.
Why would you say
Whoa,
that?
no, yo, the way she just
We
said
need to
this.
cut this.
The way,
But like, you just that was
Claire,
that was a crazy way to form
Can
a
we
sentence.
clarify?
The context
Pause.
of the conversation, though, he was talking about Ephraim and Asher.
Yeah, wait a minute. So,
Right?
I'm saying, okay, my bad.
Let's
Me
clarify.
and him both helped my neighbor with motivational words to come out of this stage of drinking and partying and throwing her daughter at the baby daddy and all of that stuff. Like, yeah.
You're the most amazing neighbor.
Like, you know what I mean?
You are an outstanding citizen
Yeah.
of Atlanta, Georgia.
I actually am told I'm a pretty good neighbor, but no, it was a very interesting week, just around my Mexican family.
Yeah.
But what else, man? A few other things happened this week, man, that were interesting. Well, today is obviously Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Y'all are important heads of the households.
Shout out to all the great fathers.
It's also my parents' 34th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
So shout out to them. Yep.
Shout out to the Mayshacks.
Yeah, man.
That's a long time.
Yeah,
Yes.
34 years,
34
bro.
That's
I feel-
amazing.
Yeah, like
That's definitely something to celebrate.
It is.
yeah.
35 is going to be a big shebang, for sure.
It is. That is for sure, man. But yeah, man. It was a good week, man.
So your parents were together for like a minute before they had you.
They got married in 1990,
Yeah.
and I was born in 93.
Okay.
Yeah, they was born in 90.
See, that sounds perfect. You know,
Yeah,
you
they
get some
had some
time just for
time to
themselves.
They had
you know?
about 3 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Not run and chase
Look,
behind little children.
they
No
got
brainer.
married at 20 something,
Yeah.
22s or 24s or something.
Mhm.
Moved from New York down to Georgia, then had me. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah, man.
A lot of people, like, I'm realizing, moved from New York in the 90s down here to Georgia. Like, I have, like, my barber, my cousin, my
They wanted
they both
bigger.
moved.
They wanted space. I bet.
Yeah.
It's a good place to raise kids.
Yeah, we
Mhm.
definitely
And had kids.
migrated. We definitely migrated. It's almost like the Bantu migration from East Africa to West Africa. We've had a migration from North America to South America. Like, we just choose the South.
Yeah.
We choose the southern parts of every area,
Yeah.
for real. Yeah, man. I think that's pretty much most of what I got for this week. Just been I had what was it, man? I watched what was it, man? I watched something and I remembered something. Oh, I've been watching old GTA gameplay,
okay.
the old, because they remastered the videos.
GTA is
And
great,
I'm
man.
just remembering, like, today's world is too sensitive for these games.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Our world
they're
is
too
almost
disrespectful
like it, too.
to the white boy saying nigga and
Yeah.
all of this. Like, I'm like, wow, these were good games.
But it's
Well,
only-
bad games, but
But
good games.
honestly, like, the world has become a lot more like GTA, though.
People just
People
walking.
acting crazy, driving crazy,
Oh, yeah.
shooting people, saying crazy things. Like, the world is a lot like
Hey,
GTA.
man, our entertainment affects us.
It does.
It does.
I never set out to live in GTA, so
Yeah, me
Yeah.
neither.
Right.
I was in the confines of Call of Duty, so.
Okay,
That's how I
gotcha.
would
I
operate.
watched some Call of Duty gameplay this week too.
Did you play video games growing up?
I watch. Yeah. I watch gameplay like TV sometimes.
do y'all watch streamers?
Yeah.
Game
Gameplay streamers.
Okay.
I don't watch live streaming though. I'm not that into it.
Okay.
I don't watch streamers.
No.
I don't even watch gameplay, really. But when I do see it on TikTok, I do stop and watch the gameplay.
I'll watch it if I'm working on something. It's kind of like background noise or something to look at.
feel that.
But yeah, man. Well, welcome to another episode of Kingdom Outkast podcast. This is episode 30. I am your host, Mashak, Brandon Mashak. And we've got the lovely...
Hello, everyone. I'm Deja.
And we are here with your host, Brandon Mashak, Deja, and Elijah. We are here.
Don't you need to reintroduce it?
Yeah, I know, right? It adds some extra effect.
Well, just a little flair, you know.
Well, welcome to another episode, though. Yes. Yeah, a little different way on the end and the intro today.
Yeah, we're about 20 minutes in, but that's all good, you know. Make
episode
sure you guys,
30.
Episode 30.
Yep.
Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, and just put the word out about Kingdom Outkast. We are going to be outside a lot more, I think, this summer and being more engaging with our content. So we are excited about that.
For sure.
Yes.
Most definitely to engage with the people. So
yeah.
Our precept.
Let's get into it. Our precept this week comes from John 15, verses 18 through 27. And this is a chapter I've been reading. I just love it so much as it talks about how Yahshua is divine. And we know that we have to be really connected to the Holy Spirit, especially in these times, and being filled with the Holy Spirit, just to be able to have discernment about all that's going on. I mean, we're seeing so many crazy things in the news. But I wanted to just talk on this verse as it relates to a lot of the topics that we're talking about throughout the podcast today. As we'll get into our Hebrew word, but we see a lot of correlation always to what the Most High's word says in our lives, you know. Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and read that, and just I guess there are two titles here for what this chunk of verses shows. So the first one in the KJV is a comfort and persecution, and then in the AMP, the Amplified version, it shows disciples' relation to the world.
Very different.
Yeah.
Very different titles.
Yeah, very interesting. And different titles, yeah. But, yeah, so. If the world hates you, this is John 15, verse 18. If the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. Red letters, by the way, y'all. These are red letters. Mm-hmm. That means it's Yahshua speaking. If we were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. Remember the word that I said unto you. The servant is not greater than his Lord, than his Yahweh. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. But all these things which will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin. But now they have no cloak for their sin, or no shame for their sin. He that hateth me hateth my Father also. If I had not done among them the works which none other man did, they had not had sin. But now have they both seen and hated both me and my Father. That's a good one. But this cometh to pass, that the word might be fulfilled that is written in their law, they hated me without a cause. Very interesting. But when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth, which proceedeth from the Father, he shall testify of me. And ye also shall bear witness, because ye have been with me from the beginning. What do you guys think about that? And what do you guys get from it? You know?
I think it's a good reminder that a lot of times what it means to be in the truth, or to be pretty serious about your walk in your faith, is that you are an enemy of the world. So if you can blend in with the world too seamlessly, maybe you're lacking some zeal in your walk. And I think that sometimes you're also called to be to separate yourself, and at times that walk could be lonely. But it's all in seasons. You know, the Most High is going to have seasons where you have a big faith family and people around you, and then there's seasons for solitude. So when I think about that, I think of the season of loneliness or separation, or maybe experiencing hate basically from the people around you, because you are so firm in your faith.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. You know, we're not called to look like the world, and I mean, Yahshua talks about how take the narrow road. You know, the broad road leads to destruction and death, but we're supposed to be on the narrow road, and what that looks like is not looking like a lot of the world, and also facing persecution. I think, like the disciples did after Christ left us. You know, like he, I mean, you hear about it. I mean, all the disciples, they had deaths that were caused because of their faith in Yeshua, and it's crazy how, you know, I mean, he's telling us to just basically get ready, get our hearts, our minds, our souls ready for the persecution that is to come.
You know, to picture this picture I'm finna paint, right? This is what it reminds me of, or it makes me think of. At the beginning, before even everything was created, or after the earth was created and the souls weren't, Most High creates these souls, right? He already knows which souls are going to be with him in the end in the kingdom, and he knows which souls aren't. So at that moment, he's created. And granted, who knows, maybe we even have an awareness in that moment, right? Mm-hmm. And we know who we are, right? Mm-hmm. We're planted in this earthly experience, because we are now interjected into this matrix, or how Hebrew word rakam, this womb. We have no recollection of who we were at creation, and we have to remember who we are. We have to remember we're the Most Highs. We have to remember we were created by Him in the beginning, right? And we really don't realize that some of us were really not created for the world. We were created for the earth and this earth experience, right, but not the world system and what it has. Yeah. And so we are literal aliens. Yeah, it has literally what it is like. We don't realize we are. When they talk about, is the aliens really black people and all this stuff, in a way, if we're talking about just that concept in the term of salvation, you know, the aliens are the saved ones, the ones who aren't of the world. So that's just kind of what it puts me. My perspective is, you know, you're not of the world. You know you're persecuted because you're of me. You know, it really just puts in perspective that we're really just pilgrims. We were created for the world to come, and we have to constantly remember that we aren't of this world, of this system. Others are, and they have their choices. NPCs, right? That's what they call it, right? Yeah, you know, NPCs. And then,
I like the way you painted that picture.
Right, because I mean, now that's actually more extreme than I was imagining. I was thinking like our everyday, you know, relationships with the people we see in passing and working and everywhere else. That maybe, if you say the wrong thing on social media, you know, you'll be shadow banned. I'm thinking that, but you're talking like on a spiritual level of like certain people can be recognized by the Most High and others are literally foreign objects.
Reality, you got to think of the Matrix movie in a literal sense.
Well, in the spiritual and physical sense, I think is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Everything that happens in the spiritual realm.
Exactly. You walk around and you see people. First. We're looking at NPCs. Yeah, low key, like people that are just there. They don't have a future in the world to come, but they still have a role, right? They have a role, and it might be to teach us, for us to get a lesson and mature, right? But those who choose the Most High are the aliens. We are the ones that we aren't of this place. We're literally just passing through pilgrims. But we have to remember that. We got to remember it.
We're peculiar people.
There you go.
You know, a royal priesthood. The Most High's called us out. You know, that's set us apart. Yeah, you know, that makes all the more sense.
Yeah,
that's good.
And it's as aliens who have to remember who we are and our destination. It's our job to wake up other people. Yeah, just how the movie The Matrix, right? Yeah, we have to find out. Okay, which of y'all aren't actually NPCs too? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. If we don't really know who the NPCs are, we could think they are. You know, we're looking at this crowd and this group, right? But there's a couple of aliens in those NPCs over there.
That's good. Yeah. Good.
You know what movies help me describe this? The Matrix. There's a movie called They Live. It's about this white guy. He gets these shades, and when he puts the shades on, he sees some people as humans, some people as aliens, and then he starts to see marketing things as like the marketing stuff starts saying stuff like distraction, obey, you know, all of it.
Have y'all seen Westworld?
Yeah,
Westworld is so good, but the concept is that people can buy a ticket to become put in this world, and so it's like the Wild Wild West, and there's a storyline, but you paid to be in the story. Other people paid to be in the story, but the majority of the characters in the story are like machines that are part of it.
Oh wow.
But because you are in your machine, you guys look like each other. You could accidentally fall in love with the character or this and that, but they can't kill you. So you can go around like basically pillaging, raping, killing, stealing, finding treasure, or whatever you want to do to win the game.
Yeah.
But then something happens where the machines start to realize I'm stuck in this loop.
Yeah.
And they start to defy the loop and so forth. So then it like blurs the line between machine and man, and it's that same concept.
Interesting.
Yeah, man.
I'll have to check those out.
Yeah, man. The Bible be painting some pictures, bro, and when you like really dig the picture out of what's being painted, like you start to really see, oh yeah, these concepts in these movies and entertainment, this is where they get it from, you know. So but yeah, the Hebrew word, right? Or y'all got anything else?
No,
all right, persecution. Strong's 4783. Mordaf. All right, it is a noun, masculine. Mordaf, persecution. Or persecuted. It comes from the Hebrew word radaf 7291, which is a verb, to pursue, chase, persecute. NASB translation: chase is follow, hunt, hunts, persecuted, pursue, pursuers, press, pursuing, puts to flight, look up to pursuit, went in pursuit. If we are looking at Strong's exhaustive concordance, chase, to put to flight, follow after, hunt, be under persecution, pursuer. A primitive root, to run after, usually with hostile intent, figuratively of time, gone by, chase, put to flight, follow after, on, hunt, under persecution, pursue. But yeah.
We need to highlight that for those who feel we're already under certain levels of persecution, despite all the privilege we're experiencing here in the land that we live in. Because persecution is like, it's not something to be confused. Like if you're being persecuted, it's pretty clear. We're talking like life, death. A matter of like starvation, hiding,
right.
Like
lack of security.
Yeah, like censorship isn't persecution.
Right.
Like
you
know, it's related, right? But it's not persecution.
I agree. I think the way that those words, hunt was a good one. I think that was really good, because I think we can feel like maybe a level of being censored and stuff like that here, but we're not being hunted unless you have like a crazy platform or something and you're talking crazy,
or some stuff is being done under wraps that we really don't know about, right?
But those people, like, I mean, when I think of Middle Eastern countries that are predominantly like Islamic, and they're you know, maybe, I don't know if the right term is jihadists in their faith, but you know, they're willing to kill people. Hopefully I didn't mess up our show, but yeah, like those people are being hunted, those people are being really persecuted against, like for their faith.
Yeah, we have it easy. We're the skin. We don't realize we're the. I hate saying this, man. It makes you feel like, you know, we are the skin by the skin of our teeth, you know. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the word talks about, you know, those making it by the skin of their teeth, and it's a thing of like, you know, these people who go through persecution, they're the ones who have most of the crowns and rewards in heaven. You know, the more you go through for your faith, the more you're gonna have. Us, we chilling, dog.
For
now, but we can feel. We can feel it coming. We can feel it coming down the pipeline. We see signs, we see symbols. We're gonna talk about some stuff right later. The current events that goes into it, but like,
and it's like our ancestors like went through that, so we didn't have to. Like, we're not just here by default. We have a certain set of privilege and like experience of abundance. Based on that's the Most High's plan, based on what our ancestors went through, I think. the persecution they faced.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's so true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Happy Juneteenth weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
Juneteenth. Y'all gotta work on Juneteenth.
I don't know what day it is. 19th? 17th?
So then yes,
Yeah,
you'll be at work.
I'll be at work.
Me too.
Dang, man. Hey, man, you need to walk up in there like, look, that
you
comment,
take no
this is
clients
racist.
I'm taking the day
You
off.
take no clients on Juneteenth.
I'll probably still train.
Honestly, I'm gonna try and take that day off.
I want to be outside.
I want to be outside.
I want to ride the black people.
Elijah's about small resistances. He's gonna go to work when he's supposed to go to work, but he's gonna resist in the smallest.
I'm gonna try to get some use my PTO.
I want to smell the essential oils and shea butter baby in there. All the afros is gonna be out.
You need to stay inside. That's the day you need to stay inside.
No, I'm speaking for Elijah.
Okay. Yes.
Strictly essential oils
That's what Elijah did.
and castor oil.
Y'all just don't smell anything. Just focus on the Most High.
Of course.
Oh man.
Okay. Current events.
So
One thing I've been seeing floating around on my timeline, we sent it in the group chat, but I've been seeing it on my Twitter timeline everywhere, is that the U.S. is talking about serious talks of bringing back the draft. Military age males 18 to 26 would be eligible for the draft.
These frickers. These frickers.
So Elijah, being that you're actually in the available window, how do you feel about that?
Just punching at the air. Dadgummit. These frickers.
I would write the president if they tried to take you.
These frickers.
I'm serious. I would write the president a serious stern note if they tried to make you go to the draft. You are my brother.
I'm 27, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I'm 27 now.
Okay.
I was gonna have to. Real quick, I was looking at her.
It's just wild. It's just wild. You know,
It would just be unbelievable. The
Yeah,
thought.
I'm not
Imagine if Elijah was
go.
like, guys, I'm literally leaving.
I'm leaving. Yeah.
to
would
go
freak
die in war. Yeah,
I'm not. I'm making it through.
That's That's how I told you, Mom. That's how I told my boy.
I'm making it through.
That's how I told my boy.
You just felt like he may never come back.
Yeah, I told. Look, man, you know what you signed up for.
Yeah. It's scary times, and it's so wrong that the U.S. draft. But I think it tells us that World War III is about to start, literally.
Yeah.
But
And
if they were to draft me, which I don't think would happen, but if they were to, I would say religiously I'm not about to go, or some
I think
spiritual
they have some
reasons.
stuff.
You'd be a medic.
You'd have to start a family right away or something. They can't separate you from your wife if you just had a child.
Yeah.
So you could go out and find
I'd have to do something crazy.
any possible
Be a
one.
medic.
I think it's just so wrong. I say these frickers because that these frickers is so deeply rooted. It's more deeply rooted.
He doesn't have a medical background.
It's more
You can't
deeply
just be a
rooted
medic.
in how the United States has formed into this military industrial complex. And now, this, I was just looking at this article. It said this was a bill that was passed, an $897 billion bill. $897 billion. You know how much that is?
That's
That's a
No,
lot.
I can't even
That's almost
fathom it.
$1 trillion.
I literally don't know.
1,000 billions is 1 trillion. They almost passed a $1 trillion bill, and they included the fact that I can't either.
1,000 million.
They included the fact that 18 to 26-year-olds now are eligible for a draft service. And I'm like, these Negroes.
And I learned in history school that there were certain stipulations, such as being enrolled in college and a few others that would stop you from going to draft. But my grandfather was drafted at Vietnam while you enrolled in a university.
Sickle cell trait. I can't breathe. Elevation.
On a basketball scholarship. So apparently they just snatched any black man they wanted.
Body snatching, man. That's what it is. Honestly,
They don't care about y'all little sickle cell trait.
It's just really just the fact that somebody can come and tell me what I have to do with my life. Nah, bro, I'm going to jail. You're not gonna tell me that I have to go and kill people for you.
But there's always been armies. Imagine a Hebrew armies of Israel. Do you think that every person just got to pick if they wanted to be part of the army or not?
Read that.
Let's see what happens.
Is that what it says?
If this passes the Senate, then it's gonna be a little bit more of a reality. But yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you guys off.
I'm just honestly, just the fact, I can't imagine somebody telling me
I got a lot of homies too.
Shoving a
That are
gun in my
younger.
face,
Yeah.
go fight this war for me,
Literally. I
And
got
it's just
family.
more of a subpoena. They don't even put a gun in your face. They just send a letter
it is.
to your house or your
Yeah.
parents' house.
I'm painting the picture of what it actually is, though.
Yeah.
What
Right,
I'm saying,
like it's
you know
against
what
your
I
will,
mean?
basically.
It's literally shoving a gun in my arms, like go kill these people for us.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna-
and we're gonna sit and be fat in our
and make money,
war rooms,
you know,
and fund both sides,
literally.
and all of this.
Buffalo Soldier. That's what y'all would be.
I just
Literally
really
Buffalo
can't,
Soldiers.
bro.
Dreadlock rosters.
I just really, I really, yo,
Buffalo
honestly,
Soldiers.
I really do struggle with this so bad. You know,
It just pisses you off that they can do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, seriously, what pisses me off more so is the amount of mental chains. Either mental chains, or you literally feel like you don't have any other options in life to put you in a decent position. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That y'all screw up society and the job market and this and that so much that people actually feel, to get some relief in life, I have to go to war. I have to go to the army. This is gonna put me in the best position. That just sucks.
That's like
dog.
the
That is
opposite
crazy,
of freedom, basically.
Yeah,
It's
like,
yeah.
It's like
Literally giving up the
anti-freedom.
liberties.
Freedom.
That's a good point.
It'll be like
seriously.
there's benefits. No freedoms, but there's benefits.
Yeah.
And so it pisses me to actually see a homie so cheerfully ready to go. Granted, he knows the what this is, right? But in your mind, you think, "Oh, I'm
gonna use it to
I'm
get what I
going to
want."
use
Yeah.
it to get."
That's the
okay,
mindset.
cool. Watch. You feel like you've been used up more than what you got. You know.
I think you're right about that.
I do think that going into the military like years ago may have made sense as an opportunity for Negroes here in America. You know what I mean? Because we were so limited in what we could do. But now the way that the military is being used is just so it's sick, and it's for just for the elites' pockets, basically. You know.
Yeah. I just wish more people had the tools.
Yeah.
Maybe character traits.
But and I mean at the
Or
same time though,
whatever.
we want to have a strong military. We don't the draft hasn't been necessary, but we want to feel like we're safe on our homeland.
Man, I don't care what
Literally
America
nobody
got.
can-
If
You
you're
do,
talking
though,
if you're
because
talking
you
about if you're talking
express
about
the
if we
privileges of living in a safe place,
No, I'm saying
where
if-
there's food when you go in the grocery store
I'm saying
and you can put gas in your car.
if our nation was assembled, I would care more about it. I'm just
I
saying to
wouldn't
fight
mind-
for a country
I wouldn't-
that has
yeah.
screwed us.
See, I wouldn't
That's
mind-
what I'm saying.
I wouldn't
get
mind joining getting drafted to what I would want to be in a military of, a militia of. Not saying that I would ever want to be fighting somebody, but if I were to want to, like, it'd be like with people like Brandon, like people like other
You
people
wanna
at
be a part
church,
of the
other
black
believers. You know what I
militia
mean? Like
where we individually
like other Hebrews that are like really like we're fighting for a cause that we believe in, like for the Most High.
Believes.
Like, you know,
We're-
like,
these
I get
people
that. I
aren't
get that.
fighting
I don't
because
care
they
about this government.
believe.
Yeah, it's for gain.
Non-patriots are going to the army. People who are not patriotic about this country even go to the
Yeah.
army.
Yeah, that is backwards.
Which is nuts to
It's
me.
backwards.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
So
Okay,
it's like
speaking of the army, Russia has naval ships.
Yeah.
Outside of Cuba.
I wasn't done ranting, but go ahead.
It's real, y'all. It's starting to get real.
I just felt like your rant was just about to circle back to what we've already
No.
said.
I know. I just want to complain. More. All right, Russian Navy ships.
They are right off the shores of Cuba, which is, I mean, it's like 90 miles from Miami.
Yeah, right.
You know?
So very close
Very
to
close.
the southern parts of Florida, and as if Miami isn't apparently already underwater,
You could actually probably see them from Florida, from Key West.
and that's so scary.
And I've been to that
What are they
area
doing out
where
there?
like it's a big bell or whatever. You're
Yeah.
at the tip of the Florida Key West, and it says like you are now so and so miles from Cuba, and all you see is water. You could probably go to that same area today and
see
the
those
ship, possibly
ships.
see what a.
And so I just have to
There's definitely some
wonder
ships out there.
what they're doing out there. Are they testing something?
Yeah.
Are they trying to see if they're close enough to hit the shores of the U.S.? Are they like?
Oh, they're definitely close enough.
Is this a practice, or are they actually about to do some things?
Times are getting hot, and presidential election years are always the most fun.
Well, they're definitely conducting. That's what it's, that is what it's for. They're conducting exercises, war practice, just things,
Scenarios,
just things along all of those lines.
You've been seeing what's like North Korea, South Korea. There's been like some skirmishes there. North Korea's been sending rubbish balloons over into South Korea. like balloons that just have trash in it. And then South Korea's been playing like K-pop and like their media and loudspeakers over it so that the North Korean people can hear it. China, they're about to invade Taiwan. Like, you know, Ukraine and Russia, they just made the announcement that American missiles and Western weapons are being used to shoot against Russia, which hadn't been the case prior. Like into Russia, not like at the border of Ukraine and Russia, but like into Russia. So it's
heating up.
And apparently we have a USA nuclear attack submarine right behind the forces, the Russian. Cuba,
so this is why they're recruiting you guys. We can see we can see that there's a need. They're not recruiting for nothing.
I've heard reports of sleeper cells.
Well, after they kicked out, no, but here's yo,
talk to us,
bro. You have see, and this is why, like, yo, I just be feeling like people will be dumb. You know what I mean?
People be dumb. Okay.
Like, does it make sense for your military and country to know that war is coming and we have issues with these countries, but for them to put out a no vaccine, you're kicked out the army notice? Like, I don't think we realize how many people
you're saying we're losing people
left the military or got kicked out the military because they didn't choose a vaccination.
Yeah.
So then that is
and
backwards.
Now the vaccination is like, now the whole opinion on it is completely flipped.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like,
so now you're recruiting people to get vaccinated, basically.
And so it's just like
the unvaccinated people left.
And so my thing is like, as an individual, do you just really think that your officials and your governments and these people are just that stupid? Or do you think that maybe there's something more sinister going on here? Y'all would have to have purposely weakened your own military, because are our leaders owned by these people, quote unquote, that were, you know, or the organizations they're a part of that were supposedly at war at.
They have stake.
So
in the military.
Y'all already know me. For, you know, we're not at war with Russia and China. Russia, China, the USA, and Israel is at war with us. Okay, and this is just a whole big picture. They just want to. It's literally just about getting control on us, bro. It's not anything about versus these countries. They just trying to. This is it. Just get control of the people.
Yeah.
Cause y'all aren't kicking mad people out your army just to now force people to come to the military.
Right. That sounds crazy.
Bro, it's no, really, y'all. Has it clicked for y'all yet?
Yeah. No, it's sorry. It just got. What do y'all said? Woman unable to click.
No, like the math. It has to math for you.
Yeah.
Y'all literally vaccine or leave the army. First, it's bad enough. People can wear high heels in the army now. No, I want you to think about this. Like,
are you serious?
Like,
I haven't seen that.
The whole the whole
boots?
alphabet thing is big in the army now. No, we got people running on that front lines in high heels.
That is not true. It can't be. Women can't even do that.
Bro, like I'm like figuratively, like, okay. But no, seriously, like carrying a gun around, like, bro, I'm just saying, bro, these people can't be taken that seriously.
They're shooting with painted nails.
They're not. They are not. They're not scared of us.
We're in trouble. We're in trouble.
And then we're gonna replace the men with men who want to be women, and then we're going to kick people out who don't get vaccinated.
Yeah.
But then we're gonna go around and force y'all into the military again with the. It's stupid, dog.
It's self-sabotaging.
My head could explode on camera right now. It drives me so nuts.
And we're gonna get there because we're gonna continue to talk about the war, like the future of war. Like we're gonna do that.
No, we already there, right?
We already there.
Okay, gotcha.
The Perrys.
We probably should have started with the Perrys.
Yeah, we probably should have. Can we just come back to the Perrys?
Right.
A little bit. So, here recently. Well, of course, the Perrys have always had a great, huge platform.
Okay, wait. I'm sorry. We got to come back to the Perrys.
Yeah, we're
already rolling. Let's come back to the theories, bro.
We here. Shift gears. We are going to talk about how angry we are about the future.
But it's kind of like we got the momentum. Yeah, and the snowball rolling. We got to come back to the Perrys.
Yeah.
We'll hit the Perrys before alternative thought.
I mean, when you
Black love,
Black love is a real thing, and we love it. We love to see it. But this topic that we're on, we are rolling here. And I think it's like
the future of war.
Yes, there you go. Our topic, the future of war.
It's crazy how the powers that be have created the society that we are in now.
Yes,
with electronics. Because when you really think about it, a lot of this is stem from a desire to have just more resources. Oil, we see the petrodollar agreement ending this week, and then chips. Nvidia is now like the most valued company on the stock market, and Nvidia is a producer of these semiconductor chips. And who's a major exporter of these semiconductors? Taiwan, and in Africa, but Africa is not being talked about right now.
The Congo, and coltan and cobalt, and
So when I think about the future of war, I imagine basically the ability to kill like a larger number of people at once over a larger square mileage of like war isn't going to be like one-on-one like handguns and people on foot running and shooting.
Civil war will be like that.
I think like war, like the future of war is going to be like chemical warfare,
drone warfare,
hitting power grids, blockading, and basically like slowly starving out populations in order to take over, which is so scary.
This is already happening.
Technology.
It's already happening. Yeah, we see that water break, but I don't know if that was that. But like, you remember the AT&T T-Mobile outage?
Yeah,
that's a form of warfare.
I mean, hacking and all of that. Like, I mean, we got. I mean, really. You can say the border crisis. A lot of that is that's setting up war. We're being infiltrated.
Right.
You know?
So if you have insecure borders on multiple sides.
Yeah. So what do you guys think as like a hypothesize or just think about the future and like what it would look like in a society that is dealing with.
They've been writing dystopian like books and like movies on the future of war where something happens where they do some sort of a nuclear weapon and it burns up a huge portion of the earth, and whatever's left behind tears a hole in the atmosphere, and then the sun scorches the earth, so now the people like live behind a wall. We've seen movies like this. That's what they have written as the future of war.
The movies basically tell the story as well. I don't want to say tell the story,
Book of Eli.
It paints a picture or like what that society would look like.
Right.
Just destroyed, scorched earth.
In the Book of Eli, the concept is like everyone has to wear glasses and so forth because a war occurred and now the sun is like so bright that no one can be like live in it, and people are blind. And resources are like
no food.
And so I feel like the concepts be true, but obviously certain things won't be true, right? I don't think the sun is gonna be like too bright for us to look at, because for one, the Most High made the sun, and the Most High isn't gonna make the sun to anything unless people go and manipulate. Now I don't think we can destroy the sun. No. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we can whatever, but I do think we can duplicate. Make fake versions,
destroy part of our atmosphere that protects us from the sun.
Y'all remember that China simulator sun that they shot into the sky?
Yeah.
There's conspiracy theory about the USA actually using a simulator sun, especially when that eclipse happened. Some people were like looking and studying the event, and some things didn't look natural, but it's a whole nother conversation. But I really do think the citizens, we will be the ones with guns fighting each other or others who've invaded. Yeah, that's that. So our military ain't going to necessarily be doing too much of that, right? But so you're gonna have your grids, your electrical, your EMPs. We have been experiencing living through war. Our media has just been marketing things in certain ways, so we don't notice it. Outages and hacking and stuff. We're actually experiencing war. China buying up, or certain big companies buying up, right? China buying up so much land. Like, we're actually experiencing war already.
My great-grandmother lived through World War II, and she has told me stories of her childhood where they had rations at the grocery store. And so, like, she's the oldest of, I think, like 6 or 7, and she would, you know, her as the oldest sister, her responsibility would be good to go grocery shopping, and so they would ration out certain meats by the pound. You can only have ground beef, like, you know, a lot of the higher end stuff, like, which wasn't available to them. And the expectation was that when you go and you get what your ration, you know, available is, you make it stretch, and you make it work. So a lot of women had to get like really innovative and like creative with ways to keep their kids fed.
I think
like we can't even imagine a world where food is rationed out. Like right now, if I want to, I could go buy as much, you know, as much meat, salmon, whatever I want. So to think about a life where I have like children and a family, and I know that I have to make the stretch because we're at war, that's so scary to think about.
And we experienced a little bit of that during COVID. Just a little bit of
the
it.
toilet paper
that
crisis.
shutting down.
Toilet paper for sure.
And other goods. I mean, you could also relate like just the pricing out effect of goods and people not being able to afford them. Like, people probably ate a lot less eggs until they started coming down in price.
Yeah.
I definitely think like there'd be such a lack of goods and things, like it'll just get back to rationing. When you think about just how the landscape of all these other countries and them being at war, is it going to affect us? It may not be immediately, but you know, just think about how little a lot of people are going to start driving if gas were to go to $5 a gallon. People are not going to be driving as much.
Gas is considered an inelastic good, whatever, like as far as economic terms go. But like no matter, it's like they said that about that in black women's hair.
Yeah.
The black women's hair industry. But like no matter what the economy's doing, people have to buy this.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe there are more, I guess, creative ways. There's carpooling. There's like
shout out to the black woman who
but the black women's hair. They said like,
they
said that despite the housing crisis of 2007, like no matter what the economy's doing, the one industry that continues to show growth is black women's hair care.
That's
so.
crazy.
Consumer goods.
And that's a conversation we need to talk about. And yes,
that might not be true anymore, because now it's like we're like all locking our hair, and if we had to, we could do hair at home.
Let me tell you, I think that community is so much smaller than we realize.
The lock.
Just us natural. Who's embracing ourselves, and not that horse weaves and
I see so many weaves
in the Hindu prayed to
in the yak.
Like,
I hate the yak.
All of that.
Don't let me catch y'all talking to nobody with some yak, because I'm gonna bring this exact conversation back up.
Yak.
I still talk
what
to
is
him,
yak?
you know? Just not all the time.
What is
you know?
yak?
It's like
I just prefer
braiding
natural,
hair.
like,
Huh?
Braiding hair. It's
It's
braiding hair.
like a type. Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, that don't make Sorry, all y'all. Which y'all ain't got no pheromones in y'all
Can we
scalp.
please talk about the Perrys?
Yeah, your pheromones is jacked up in your scalp and everything, man. Come on, heal it
I
up.
just don't want you to be bald because of all the
Scotty
fake hair,
Y.
other people's hair that you use.
Bald head Scotty Y.
Stop.
You got no hair Y. Chill.
crazy.
Y'all remember that?
Doing harassments here.
No, this is out of love. Okay, this is out of love and healing.
Maybe
Nah,
one day
but-
we'll all have locks. I'm gonna lock.
But
my
honestly,
hair
I
one
think-
day.
okay,
Brandon's
locks-
clearly
Oh no,
locking
this is
his
me
hair.
locking my hair is getting ready for
You're
these
gonna
times.
be next.
Yeah.
Because I need to not
These are
have
literally
to
the
do
times
anything.
that you need to start locking, decreasing your overall expenditures and getting out of this capitalistic way
But
of
you
thinking.
get haircuts.
I get my hair edged up, and it's something that I'm gonna be learning how to do eventually.
No, I think it's great
But-
that you.
But I had to grow out my hair. I can't like keep getting. I can't keep getting fades. Like I had to prepare for locks. I had to prepare for maybe only getting a shower once a week or something. You know,
No, that's extreme.
water. Be
Are you
getting-
kidding
A
me?
once a week.
You haven't just done
shower?
that in life?
Brandon.
I'll go like sometimes I'll go like 2 or 3 days.
Brandon.
I've been preparing. No, I'm joking. Let me
But as you think
stop.
about the future of war, like
I believe you too. I can see you somehow justifying that as your type of fasting and your righteousness.
Well, I do think that people in general do like clean
Bathe
themselves
too
too
often.
much,
Especially
like,
here.
Like
Like
it's
when you-
actually unhealthy the amount we
Yeah.
bathe, to be honest. But you know,
overseas, they don't shower as much.
Brute.
In the third world countries,
That's
they don't shower as much.
That is brute-like behavior.
It's what is coming, yo. What's coming.
Brandon the Brute.
We might be filming episodes, like once we get to like
From a
hundreds,
remote location.
from rural locations and where we're funky. You'd be like, oh my gosh, Elijah, you
Imagine
are funky,
the three
bro.
of us just across the jungle somewhere, just like still doing this.
Funky.
Yeah,
No,
funky.
I'm not about to be funky with y'all. I'm gonna be.
They can't
baked.
smell you through the audio and the camera.
Yeah, that's what
That's
matters.
not. That's not. I think that we have a lot more things to worry about.
Well, I mean, yeah, man. I mean, look, we gotta think about this stuff. Survival,
real.
everything. Like,
Yeah.
people look at me
Water
crazy
being
when I let my
contaminated,
foot get broken and not go to hot. Like, yo, survival. Like,
Yeah, you want to learn how to survive. I've been
start
getting into
fasting
fishing,
a little bit here and there.
Start fasting. Start.
We do eat
creating
way
a
more
garden.
food than we actually need.
And here's the thing, right?
We eat so much compared to what's actually needed.
We could get by about one meal a day.
Yo, I've been eating
Yeah.
2 meals a day. Like, that's
Yeah,
it.
same.
Like 1,500 calories. Like, that's what I've been doing. But I mean, yeah, man, y'all, and it's just good to get some of these skills and do some of this just to have it, just in case.
And also have some, weaponry on you.
Yeah, it's good to have a little something.
Goodness.
You have to have something, especially as we're talking about.
That's
these
the
things.
one thing. Like, even in all my independence as a woman, like, I just can't, I don't want to have to do anything with a weapon. Like, I don't want to carry one. I don't want to have one.
That's what man was
I-
created
Even
for.
if you had a
Most I
man,
would just
even-
even if you had a man.
even if you had a man, you should
Visualizing
do
that.
that. You don't want to
Yeah.
be dead weight to your man.
That's
I'm
true.
not dead weight. I
You
can
should
do
be
a
able
bunch
to be
of other
fun-
things.
No.
As
You
far
need
as,
you
like,
need to be at least able to fire.
Yeah.
You need to be.
I can
you
do
need
that.
To, you,
Stop.
need to
You
shoot
could
back.
literally
If I
cover
had
him
to.
Yeah.
if you needed.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
For
Out
real.
here sniping.
My lady's gonna be shooting, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? We're
Only
going to the
recruits
gun range
not mine.
together.
It's not my forte. It makes me nervous.
These times, yo.
Hey, look, there's different roles in the body, right?
Yeah,
Cool.
for sure.
Right. What did you tell him? Be a medic? Can't I be a medic?
Hey, what?
Please! I want to be a medic.
Well,
Please.
well, you're doing all this plant stuff, and you want to be a doula,
this plant
right?
stuff like-
start
yeah,
learning.
those are important.
Start learning how to use herbs to heal people
Okay, I can do
in
that.
wounds.
Yes.
I just
Instead of-
actually just got the book. I just.
He just thinks I'm just so fragile. He has to put it in like sores. Have you heard of that, woman? Yes, I've heard of wounds before.
No, I just bought the book, the big book of herbal remedies.
Oh.
You should. It's
I am about to be out here delivering babies.
They got herbs, they got herbs for STDs
And I told
in
that
there,
to I
dog.
told that
Oh,
to
wow.
the ladies.
Like, you don't need no antibiotics. That's crazy.
I'll let the ladies know that I'm gonna be delivering babies. So
Well, good. We'll get you that book. So you already in the plant. You wanted to be a doula. That's your survival role.
I would
birthing
just really-
people and
Yeah.
herb healing,
herbs, pancakes.
and you can cook, grow food.
You guys like
Pancakes. Oh my gosh, pancakes. Yes, that's definitely.
That's
in there.
what, if I can lock it
I don't
on
think
that, I shouldn't
I
have
don't
to
think
shoot a
we're
gun.
making pancakes in the.
I think pancakes are gonna be easy to make.
Really?
Flour, water,
We're gonna
some
have
cinnamon.
unleavened.
That's all you need.
We're gonna have the feast of unleavened every
Pancakes.
year.
Oh god, you
Every
got
day.
it. No, we're having unleavened bread every day.
It's probably
This
not
is
as good.
unleavened bread after every day. We
Every day.
only have it. That's all we have. Unleavened everything.
It's our only bread.
Oh, you guys, I think that we're
No,
gonna
we don't
be
have
called
manna.
to abundance, and the Most High is he's gonna cover us and keep us, and we're not
Amen.
gonna experience the things that other people experience.
Nah, right.
Totally.
And the word says, "Pray that we're counted worthy to escape those
What are you
judgments."
doing?
Make my shoes
The
look
word says, "Pray that we are counted worthy to escape these trials." So,
Amen.
yeah, on that.
Pray that we're kind of worthy.
All right, we can talk about your Perrys now.
Okay, so the Perrys, of course, we know them as the Perrys. I don't know. The Perrys are like Jackie Hill Perry. She is a woman minister.
Oh wow, nobody knows the husband's name, the head of the household.
Preston Perry,
Got
her
it.
husband.
Okay.
And they have a podcast, and they do ministry. They have books. They do tours, and I think they're just a really awesome couple in the faith. And so here recently, Jackie was on Lecrae's show. You let me know she actually signed to his
The deep end.
Reach Records.
to the
Reach Records.
Okay.
Yep.
And
come back to
just this
music and
past
rap.
week, he also had Preston on his show, and he talked about a lot of different things, like just his faith journey, his upbringing, and what was interesting to me specifically, how him and Jackie came into a marriage romantic relationship from a friendship. And it was actually a pretty interesting story.
It was good. All I heard was, the little YouTube preview they do.
Yeah.
All I heard him say was, when I first got saved, I was still smashing women, and I was like, okay, let me watch this.
So you're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we all gonna struggle with lust no matter what. So
Yeah,
I want to see
what
what keys he had.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was open about the fact that, like, some people ask him, what is it like being with a woman that you know was gay? And he was like, people need to ask her, like, what is it like being with a man that you know was out here in the streets like this, smashing different women like this? That's it's the same issue.
Yeah.
So I really adore them, and it's nice to see a black couple preaching the word, living the word, and giving a voice for black love.
I'm looking forward to watching it.
Yeah, I'll have to check out the interview. I saw what you guys put in the chat with her signing at Reach Records. I didn't even know she was a rapper, and honestly, I don't know much about Miss Jackie Hill Perry.
She's like a poet.
Oh yeah, a poet.
He said they were actually both on tour. Like, they were on a tour doing spoken word and poetry around the country, and they were like on the same tour. So they were really just friends, and they would like talk all the time. And he would call her and like talk about women that he's dating and so forth. And then one day,
they got the perfect marriage.
One day,
they could literally talk.
He
like
just
that,
hit
bro.
him out of nowhere. He was like, "Huh, maybe she's meant to be my wife."
But that's how it's supposed to happen outside of our lawful way of it happening. Like, literally, I be telling people all the time, if you're close to your 30s and you still have a best friend of the opposite sex, marry that person. Y'all have literally accepted each other for everything y'all are.
All your dirt. They have all your secrets.
Everything, yo, and y'all love each other. Like, this is literally a smart move.
Well, but in most people's cases, the reason it doesn't happen that way is because there's some kind of there's a reason. So for him, the reason was, do I think that she even is interested in me? Like, I know she's like focused on the word, and like she's never been with a man. So like, why would there's something that stops you from like crossing that line too early? Because if you cross it too early, then you could like ruin the friendship. And the potential.
True. It could just be like one thing. Like, maybe I have the same beliefs. Maybe it's just whatever we'll do it right. But honestly, the way that happened, that's dope. And it's even doper because the fact that they would like talk about who they were dating, they could literally talk about anything in their marriage.
Yeah.
Right.
That is probably the most transparent marriage ever.
Yeah. Which is good.
Yeah, for sure.
Needed.
To go. My parents actually have a marriage like that. For the most part, what I know.
I think most people don't end up dating their friends because when you end up in a relationship of dating a woman, it's because you like saw her and like basically thought she was hot, so you couldn't help but hit on her. Like, there has to be a reason why like something would have to been in place to where you said, nah, let me treat her as a friend. Something very obvious. That's why it doesn't, for most people, it doesn't like pan out like that.
Yeah, right. Whatever spark, just comes about. I get it.
Yeah, it's usually not the spark. Sparks usually looks.
Right.
Or attractiveness,
Yeah.
For men.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I heard. All right, well, alternative thought, right?
Alternative thought.
Satanism and the initiation doctrine. All right, how did we come up with this one?
So I sent in the chat this video of a ex-Satanist, and he was talking about what he had to do essentially to become a priest in that church. And he talked about how he had to get a certain amount of souls to people to sell their souls, like 7 people, and then also he had to become a Catholic priest.
That's dark.
Which was I was like, it makes a little bit of sense, It makes a lot of sense actually.
That's scary though. That the Catholicism is close enough related. That I don't know. That scares me.
Well, it just means universal. Catholic, and but I've been seeing a lot of ex-Satanists talk about how, or their experiences in their, I guess, in the Satanic Church, like what it was like, what did they have to do, What were some of the ways that they were able to increase in their power? It's just it's crazy that so much of Satan's kingdom is being exposed right now, and I'm here for it, because people need to realize that we do deal with like a lot of spiritual warfare, and Satan's working hard to like snatch people's souls for eternity. So like, it's good that that people are starting to talk more about this in on social media. Like I see it on TikTok and stuff, but it's scary because I think until you come into like the real understanding of the spiritual realm, at least for me, like coming into like the understanding of the spiritual realm and like really improving my walk with the Most High, like there were so many ideas that I used to be for but didn't realize the spiritual implications for them. Not like really for, but like I was, a guy who didn't really, up until I'll say after the age of 21, I really didn't have before then I didn't really have a perspective on like abortion or anything like that, like or like even on LGBTQ or like on, those are the two main things.
You just had no opinion on it. Like you were like, I mean, I guess
it's
just
like
your thing.
It's like I wasn't like as strong as I am now about like being against it. So it's but that happens after you like start to learn about some of these things that these Satanists are talking about. But,
well, the first thing I really learned about Satanism, I think was in college, was that like by definition it literally just means like lawlessness or the deception in the practice of it. Because in my mind I'm like, who would say to themselves, I want to worship the devil? Like that sounds like there's no one, I don't care how crazy you are, no one would say that. But the deception in it is that no, it just means that there's lawlessness, or no, it just means
do
that
what you want.
It's that it's the highest form of like freedom to do anything and be anything. And like you were like the video you sent, the man saying, oh no, it's not that hell is gnashing of teeth and perpetual pain and darkness, but that is just a never-ending party of all things called wicked and self-pleasures, and just a never-ending cycle of pleasure. Like that's the biggest lie.
That's scary that they're training people to think that way, that hell is like this big old party orgy, drugs, rock and roll and everything like that. There's another video that I saw, I'll send it to you guys if you'd like, but it was this a drug dealer who was shot, and he had like an experience where he went down to hell, and he was vividly so talking about what he saw down there. I'm like, it's so scary. But of course it morphs people's minds to thinking that it's something that's fun.
I think like whenever you say, oh, the elites and the higher ups and these people are practicing Satanism and so forth, what I think is that like they understand the power associated with it. So just like we have in our faith, and like because of the Messiah and who he was, we're covered by his blood, and we are going to do even greater works according to what he said. We're going to do even greater works than he. They are of a similar belief that because of the things that they've bowed down to and the agreements that they've made in the spirit, that they're going to have access to certain power and things that they would want to do.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And it always comes with like any kind of witchcraft or divination. There always comes with some kind of a trade-off. Like you will obtain this thing that you want, but on the flip side, there's always a trick with it.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing that that's the thing that's to be noted. It's not just, oh, let me obtain power to be able to see things or bring money into my life or have a level of success. There's always that evil side, and some type of sacrifices has to be made.
Yeah, there's always that evil trade-off. That's sin.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And Satanism is also different from Luciferianism, which is also important. But yeah, you don't have to be Satanist to be Satan, or of the Church of Satan. Literally, you could just live life on your own terms. That's Satanism. Living outside of your created purpose. Simple Satanism.
But for those who are a part of it,
so you could be a blind Satanist, like not even
right.
But then it's like for those who are in it, knowing that they have a purpose or a plan or certain people that they're after, like that scares me, that someone would be out here on a mission to do evil.
And that is what is written in Morrison Dogma for Freemasonry.
Yeah, and there was another guy. He was talking about how he wanted to be a high priest in Satan's kingdom. And, you know, like the high priest, like they'll talk to like celebrities and politicians and stuff. They'll give them powers and they'll basically ask them to do like spells for them. Like, hey, can you do this spell for me for like, you know, we'll say $2 million and make sure that I win this election or whatever. Or like, you know, that I can get into this movie or, you know, whatever it may be. Yeah, it's deep.
Nah, for sure.
Okay. I was going to ask, like, what's the difference between, if you know, Satanism and Luciferianism?
So Satanism, or the whole like that, like the Anton LaVey, the Church of Satan, that's Satanism. Luciferianism would be a little bit more on the Masonic side, as far as like. So how would I say, like it's all centered around Lucifer, centered around the light bearer. It's actually centered around like Lucifer, like Luciferianism. Yeah,
interesting.
Satanism is supposed to seem less religious, I guess, in a way. Yeah. So, but yeah, there's differences, but obviously similarities to both.
And I feel like the other thing, like where Christians are in trouble, is that there's a lot of lukewarmness in the Christian church.
Luciferianism.
There's no such thing as a lukewarm Satanist. Like, when I hear the people who come out and say, oh, I was a part of this and I once was like, they have a real commitment to these things. They're praying for these months for hours and days. They're trying to astral project. Like, they're like trying to move in the spirit and really committed to it. You don't even have as many Christians that are like, you know what, I'm literally committing so much time to prayer and fasting and to reversing any of the plans of the enemy and protecting and like, we are out here like barely focused on the task ahead compared to the evil side.
I think of Yeshua's parable about the wheat and the tares, how they'll grow up together. And I think, you know, how Satan's been able to operate within the Roman Catholic Church and how it's all seeped into predominant Christianity and made people lukewarm has been also like, you know, certain tenets that have, you know, diluted the word and also like diluted people's faith and desire to be on fire for the Most High, but rather just being lukewarm. And I think there's some of Satan's effects in the church in that regard, and how the doctrines of man have superseded, you know, being filled with the Holy Spirit and just going straight to the Most High's word, reading it in context as well, and making Yeshua the foundation of all things. So, yeah, it's gotta put our armor on.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, too true.
Yeah. Should we get into financial news?
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, so
tell
ask
us
me some
how to
questions.
get rich.
How to get rich? You
can't.
You put your mind.
By the time you
towards
pay taxes.
By the time
the inflation.
Literally, inflation.
Social
taxes.
Security.
Ignore taxes. That's how you get rich. Got it.
The way you get rich is to share your gift with the world. The gift that the Most High gave you.
Child support.
To glorify His kingdom. The Florida car market. We're talking about the car market a little bit. So recently we see, like in the news, Miami has been dealing, or South Florida has been dealing with some flooding from some rains. And
serious flooding.
Yeah, serious flooding. Like
cars floating down the street.
There's a dealer that I spoke to. He said that there's 17,000 total loss claims right now. So like that's 17,000 cars.
Whew.
Yeah.
Gone.
So first off, I think about how many more people are going to be buying new cars, which they probably can't afford, and then also I think about the insurance claims, because that's going to be a big. That's a large amount of money that these Florida insurance companies are going to have to pay out to the financial institutions. Like that's, I mean, okay, like let's say for example a 2023, we'll say a Lexus sedan was in that flood. That's probably about 30 to 40,000 on the conservative end. 34,000 times 10,000 or 17,000, how many ever there are, like let's just say that's the average car note. 30,000 times, I can't even do 17,000. 10,000, that's that's probably like
3 M's.
Yeah, that's
$3
3 million $3 million, $30 million, or it's not $300 million. I think it's like $30 million or $3 million. Like, that's a lot of money that's gonna have to be paid out, and it's just gonna affect the economy because it's gonna make people's premiums go up.
Right. So now the price of insurance goes up,
and the price of cars, your car notes probably gonna go up.
So like, they're really tight on, I guess, based on interest rates being high and so forth. It's already not the easiest to get approved. Yeah. So we're talking about people having to go and ask to borrow money for cars. They're trying to borrow more than what the average used car is worth. Now institutions have to ask themselves if this is a good deal to get into. Mm-hmm. Insurance companies are pressed to like pay out these huge claims, and it's like a huge like cycle. I feel like that's why we always say our system is so easy to break.
Yeah.
Because
this could be
the wrong catastrophe occur.
Yeah.
Like those fires in California, same thing.
This could be war.
Homes, like,
let's start these fires, displace these people's homes, and jack up the economy. Right. Let's use heart to make a crazy storm, jack up the economy, and make people poor.
Yeah.
Like, I look at all this as war.
And insurance companies will drop you and drop people. Like,
I've been dropped.
Instead of paying out, they'll be like, hey, we reviewed the case. We're going to drop you as a client. Like, no, you're not. I've been paying on this policy for years.
It's crazy. These insurance companies are...
It's a scam.
It's such a scam. It's such a scam. I think, honestly, all forms of insurance are a scam. But even, like, the good types, like life insurance, I still think it's a scam.
Whenever I talk to the insurance people...
it's a little bit of a scam.
I
like, if you actually age out of it, they're like, here's $50. Like, thank you for making it to 100 years old.
When I talk to those people, y'all should hear the way I talk to them. I'll be like, look, don't do the whole, I'm here for you, and blah blah blah. I know this is a scam.
You don't want to hear.
Show me the paperwork.
I'm just going with it. All right. So don't. That's how I talk to them.
Sweet
like,
nothing.
Straight shooter it. Yeah. Just straight shooter it.
I don't need all that fluff.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, so if you're looking to sell your car, go down to Florida. I guess I don't know.
There's people buying.
Yeah. And look at the markets. If you trade and stuff like that, it'll probably make some wins.
Yeah, that's very true. The market's been very, very interesting lately. You know, GameStop's been getting a lot of love, but it seems it's so manipulated. It's so the stock market is so manipulated. But if you can catch the right buys, like how you mentioned Smith and Wesson, I think it was on our last episode, getting into that, that's such a smart play because now something happened where all defense stocks are going up. Not just like, Smith and Wesson, but you're seeing like the Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin.
People are reading Boeing, stuff about the war in Russia and what they're doing.
People are gearing up. Yeah,
that's people. I'm always motivated to buy more bullets or something.
Yeah,
it's getting closer.
The other thing I learned in my I had a finance competition in college where we had $1 million virtual dollars, and you could do anything. You could do commodities, whatever. But similarly, I remember at the time something was happening in Florida, so I think that I dumped a bunch of money into commodities, which included citrus fruits, and it did super well. Or I shorted, or the opposite, I shorted it during a time of flooding and so forth, because if some amount, huge production of like citrus fruits are coming out of Florida, and right now
that's how you do it.
Yeah, the commodity, you just short the commodity because they're going to be low on production.
Right. I mean, I
gotta get better at shorting.
Yeah, because I mean, if you can notice that something is gonna go down, I mean, think about this petrodollar agreement ending. Think about that, and then what all is gonna be affected. So really, what's gonna be affected is coming from Saudi Arabia. There are not gonna be as many ships carrying oil. There's not Saudi Arabia is gonna decrease its output to the United States. Mm-hmm. So who's gonna be affected by that potentially? A lot of industries use oil. It's not just like Chevron, BP. It's like think about all the airline, transportation, logistics. Like freight companies. Like there's so many industries that are affected by that agreement happening that you could look into and like possibly short. So it's you just got to realize these times that we're living in and see what is going to be the outcome of something happening.
I agree.
If that makes sense. So
it's good.
True.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a pod.
I like the new format that we did, guys. It was it flowed. Yeah. It flowed.
I thought, it would have been even better if we weren't on camera.
Well, we don't have access to Apple Music right now.
We'll chop it up. We'll chop. Oh man, well, this was episode 30 of Kingdom Outkast podcast. If you'd like to donate and bless us, Kingdom Outkast Pod, Cash App, comment, like, share, subscribe, hit us up.
Yes, sir.
Deuces.
Shalom.
Shalom.